And I'm glad that
Right.
you're here because Trump's doing a whole bunch of whack legal stuff and you beat him in court
It's
once.
back. It's back. The Trump legal beat is back. Oh, he's done it now. This is going to get interesting. Or he's going to just retreat
I don't know what he's
when
going
we
to
get
do.
there.
So, for folks
Yeah.
who haven't met you yet, just tell folks a little bit about yourself. You
Yeah,
wrote the
sure.
book Taking Down Trump because you took him down with the Trump University stuff.
Yes. Yeah. So long ago in a galaxy far, far away, I called New York City. I led the Trump University prosecution while I was at the New York Attorney General's office. And that resulted in a $25 million settlement that he coughed up. And amazingly, we really have not yet seen a whole lot of things that actually beat that out. The E. Jean Carroll case
Hmm.
has started to. It's still being appealed and whatnot, but like I was feeling for a long time there that the club of people who had actually beaten him in court was about to get way bigger, and then
Yeah.
it didn't. And that was. I mean, I don't feel good. I don't feel good about that. It's like, oh, I have a really exclusive club. I wish it had gotten a lot bigger, but it didn't.
I think it's such a unique defendant, Trump, in the way that, like, he had the ability to place judges. There are not many people
Right,
who have as many legal troubles as Donald Trump does, who also had
right.
the opportunity to have a direct sway on the judicial system.
Yeah, I mean the the Mar-a-Lago documents case, which I always said of those cases that now feel like such ancient history,
Mm,
it was this on paper, it was the strongest of those cases. That's the case that if you were doing like a mock trial in law school or something
mm,
like that, that's the one you would want to try
mhm,
because it was so open and shut. There's so much evidence. The evidence fit the elements of the crime like a glove.
mhm.
It was really good. But yeah, but he got his own handpicked judge, Eileen Cannon, there
Yeah.
in the Southern District of Florida to basically slow down, like delay, and then kill the case.
Mhm. And now
And
he's been
it was
able
just
to
crazy.
fire Comey's daughter, who was the lead prosecutor on the Epstein case. He's
Right.
like getting rid of people all over the place. Can he be beat? I mean, this $10 billion lawsuit that he's taken out against the Wall Street Journal for accusing him of sending Jeffrey Epstein a lewd birthday card. How is that going to swing? I don't, first of all, the number is so astronomically comical. Two, I don't think, Rupert is the definition of evil, but I don't think that the man would lie about a birthday card unless he really had that. So how is this going to play out, you think?
Yeah, you know what, V? This is I'm done. I'm long ago done because I
Yeah.
used to say things like this is the one where we're going to get him.
No.
I gave us that a long time ago. We lost those matters last year in ways that I never could have fathomed we were going to lose them. Like I thought that with 4 indictments we had him, right? Not even John Gotti got out from under 4 indictments.
Mhm.
Like he had 3 and it was the third one that took him down.
Mhm.
Um
32 criminal charges, 34
All
felonies.
of it, the whole thing. I mean, he got convicted and we couldn't even get the guy sentenced because Alvin Bragg in his office ended up chickening out rather than going to the mat and saying, no, we don't care if the guy's running for president. I don't care
Right.
if he's king of the universe. He
Right.
got convicted, he gets sentenced, and he gets sent up the river. That's how this works. That's what nobody above the law is supposed to mean. But no, we didn't get that. That said, I do think so. I'm not going to say, oh, this time we got him. I do think that Donald Trump really, really overextended himself. This is really this is this was really stupid.
Mm.
Like this was really, 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 really dumb. Like I think that this is definitely a case where it's the whole absolute power corrupts and absolute power corrupts absolutely.
Mhm.
Like I think all of his delusions of dictatorial grandeur are going to his head because this is not the kind of mistake that he would have made before. You don't do this. You don't accuse somebody of defamation because truth is a defense to defamation.
Mhm.
So
Now
now
he's
the
gotta
Wall
go to
Street,
Discovery.
now he's going
Fuck.
to have to go potentially if we get that far. Or and also, why would you take on, the old saying like pre-digital was you don't get into a fight with someone who buys ink by the barrel. That
Mm,
was the old analog way of saying you don't get into a battle with a publisher. The
mhm,
thing is, it still holds true, especially when that publisher is himself a multi-billionaire. Like,
mhm,
and yeah, for all of Rupert Murdoch's evil and faults and so forth and so on, the Wall Street Journal, I severely, severely doubt that the Wall Street Journal ran that piece without knowing that they had that dead to rights. And even if they got it wrong, they had to have gotten it knowingly wrong. They had to have it
mhm,
has to be knowingly false. That's what it takes to get to have a defamation case win if the person is a public figure. There has to be actual malice. It has to be not just false, but knowingly false.
mm,
So all the Wall Street Journal has to prove is not that the alleged uh, birthday card was legitimate, but that they thought it was legitimate to the best of their knowledge at the time. And
mm.
supposedly it was something that was within a pile of documents that was reviewed by the feds as part of the Epstein case. That's enough that you're supposed to be able to like put your faith on that. It's like it came from the pile of evidence from the feds, which
Mhm,
I don't know how they got their hands on it or got to look at it or got to know that it was in there based on people who had knowledge. But
mhm.
whatever that was, as long as they can show that there was not, that as far as they knew, that card existed and was legit and they were describing it, blah, 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 then that's enough for them to win.
I wanna know what other cards are in there because
I
this
know.
card was apparently a part of a group of 50 birthday cards for your 50th birthday. Who were the other ones from? There's, like, rumors one is from Bill Clinton, there's rumors one is from this one and that one and the other, but I'm like,
Yeah.
we hear so much about the same Johns all the time. The alleged Bill Gates knew him, Clinton knew
Yeah.
him, Dershowitz knew him, all these people who knew him.
Yeah.
And there are so many people who have massive power that could have sent him a birthday card, might be in this collection of birthday cards that we don't know their name. They're not household names, but they wield greater power than even some of the names that we do know. And I'm wondering now, like, will the Wall Street Journal and Rupert Murdoch just slow drip humiliate Trump into a grave somewhere? Like, is this the way? Is it death by
Right.
humiliation?
It could be because the kicker is that it's been a known thing for a while. Like Murdoch and Trump have had a very stormy relationship for 10 years now. Uh, People may remember the whole thing with the Republican debate back in 2016 with Megyn Kelly, and
Hmm.
then Trump wanted Kelly gone. It
Hmm.
was kind of the beginning of the end of her tenure at Fox. They
Hmm.
then kind of buried the hatchet for a lot of 2016. It's been a lot of up and down, up and down. It's well known that Murdoch really has it in for Trump. That relationship has pretty much gone to hell in the past couple of years. Uh, it was well known that Murdoch was hoping that there would be somebody else that would be the Republican nominee in 2024. Uh, that said, yeah, I mean, could there be other little revelations? I do think there could be. Do we actually get into discovery? It's not going to get dismissed. I feel pretty
Okay, well, that's
confident in
good.
saying
Okay.
that. I don't think it'll get dismissed. Back to your judge point, we don't have canon. If they were trying to get canon, they screwed it up, which I actually think there's a non-zero chance that they thought they were going to be able to try to get canon and they didn't. They filed it at the Southern District of Florida courthouse in Miami,
Mm, they
not
were
the
really
one that
trying to get her then, huh?
well, no, because the
Oh.
thing is that if they'd filed it at the one in Fort Pierce, which is
Oh,
north of
okay.
Miami, and it's closer to West Palm, that's the one that Cannon operates out of. When
Okay.
you file a court case in federal court, you're picking the district, but you're also often picking the courthouse it gets filed in. To file it in Miami when you wanted a judge in Fort Pierce is not the way to do that. But
Mm,
then again, Trump's lawyers are the same people in the case of Alina Habba who and her team who didn't manage to check off the I want a jury box in that big $500 million civil fraud case against the New York AG's office,
mhm,
where they really definitely wanted a jury. And then they didn't pick a jury, didn't get one, and then whined about the fact that they had been somehow screwed. If they wanted canon, this was not the way to do it. or they just went with it. But at any rate, they didn't get Cannon. They got Darren Gales, who is an Obama appointee. He's known for being scrupulously nonpartisan, but he's an Obama appointee. He's not
Oh,
a
so he's going to
handpicked
drag that
Trump
forever. Yeah.
person. So he's going to try to say that Gales is almost certainly going to get attacked by Trump at some point here. Not yet, but I bet you it will come. I don't think we're going to see the case get dismissed. I think the real question here, V, is will Trump actually realize that he screwed up in bringing this case, and will he actually voluntarily pull it back? That, I think, is the question.
I mean, it's,
And it's going to make
yeah.
it look like he's got something to hide. It's going to make him look weak.
Well,
And I
I
think for
mean,
the
you couldn't have more to hide than Mike Johnson today sending the Congress home early for summer
get
because he
out of
doesn't want to
town.
hold the vote for Epstein files. Like,
So yeah,
I don't know how people stick with this after this.
it's July 22nd. This isn't
Yeah,
August. This is early. I mean, anybody who's a real political junkie knows this is pretty early for Congress to go. They weren't supposed to go this early. They don't normally go this early. It's Monday. What he did this last night, this morning. You they stick around till Thursday every
right,
week. They
right.
generally work from Monday to Thursday.
He did
Like
not want to have
this
that
is
vote
like
on Thursday.
oh no, because the votes are there. The
Yeah.
votes are there, and the votes are there, and Mike Johnson can't do. He can be like, well, the speaker can control it. No, he can't, because if there's, what is it, 10 now, 9? If there are enough votes for a motion to vacate, this is the kind of thing that there's enough like animus in the base
Hmm.
that like Johnson doesn't want to lose his job because of a revolt from the base. So he's
And
not.
there's
So instead,
no
he's just like, get out of here, go, leave,
because
go
there's
home,
no
have
way out of it. There's no way out of it. The MAGA movement is built predominantly on the cult of personality of Trump, right? And then the other half of it is the conspiracy theories and the Save the Children and the QAnon of it all.
that is
We have
correct.
led to this moment.
We've
Epstein has
led to
been
this
on their
moment.
tongue the whole time. He cannot get away from it. He could
It's
send Congress home
always
all he wants.
That's right. It's always been a, 2 or 3 headed beast, and Trump was only one of the heads.
Yeah.
And the other ones are all of the different like QAnon conspiracy theories. It's the Pizzagate shit, and it's also, I guess these are my dog
Yep. These
heads.
are sock puppets.
The Pizzagate shit, and then another one is another one would be all the anti-vaxxer shit.
Hmm.
But like, this is something I'm going to be writing about a bunch more soon, is that, a lot of these are things where they took like a legitimate grievance that's out there in the world, in sort of
Hmm.
red America, and then turned it into, they twisted it. Do you know what the real big like child abuse scandal should be in kind of red America?
The
It
Catholic
involves
Church.
well, no, the next level from there, the evangelical white churches. It has been like a slow boiling thing that doesn't get reported on nearly
Hmm.
enough. It's like, if people in that part of the country are worried about their children getting abused, that's where to go look. And instead they took that grievance and twisted it and said, look, it's over here. And in the case of Epstein, they actually found a legitimate target for that animosity and that grievance. But the problem is that it was actually a little bit too close to the lead dog head.
Hmm.
And I don't know if anybody realized that at the time, or maybe weirdly somebody did and thought this is a way to keep Trump in check because we'll own his ass, because
They
we
might.
know that, like, because we know he has a weakness. Like, Trump likes to have compromise on everybody. It
Hmm.
may be that other people in the MAGA movement have always had this on him.
Hmm. Very possible. The
Very
other thing that he
possible.
did is recently the rules were overturned and now say that clergy, reverends, anybody who is considered like a priest or priest-like figure is no longer a mandatory reporter. They don't have to report child abuse anymore the way that they used to.
Right.
So this guy cannot claim to be the one who's exposing the deep state pedophilic cabal while also firing the
Guarding
lead
it.
attorney on Epstein, getting rid of the mandatory reporters, getting rid of the CASA volunteers, who are the people who are
Yep.
taking unaccompanied minor and orphaned children through court cases. They're
Yep.
they're easily exploitable, those children now, and where are they
Yep.
going? He's hearing it. We're getting it from the immigration stuff now too, where they're like, where are the women? I've heard about the men at Alligator Alley. I've heard about the men getting deported to El Salvador. I've seen women in handcuffs and I've seen children. Where are the women? And that starts the
Right.
whole other one, where are the women? And two,
Yep.
starts the whole other conspiracy theory of this like surrogate farm, like sex cabal, deep state thing.
I
But it's
mean,
like,
just
it's
like,
you guys. You guys are creating the
but
circumstances
that's the
that
thing.
would
It's just like,
lend to that kind of disgusting, horrible, atrocious behavior.
right. They're doing that there. And then with it, like, say, I think there's parallels other places with like the anti vax stuff. It's like, look,
Yep.
out there in the country, there's an enormous amount of angst and animosity toward bad actors in our healthcare system.
Mhm.
Rather, what they've done with the anti-vax thing is they've managed to say, yes, you're right, there is a conspiracy that's holding you down. It's the vaccine
It's the
makers.
vaccine.
Forget about the private insurance companies.
Right.
Forget about them. It was the vaccine guys. They're the ones that are screwing up your healthcare. It's like,
Right.
but that has been part of the evil genius of the MAGA thing. And yeah, now there's all of a sudden like it's actually like, are the dogs going to start biting each other?
They're gonna
Like,
have to, because people's kids are dying of, like,
right,
diseases that were curable. It's like
right,
Victorian England over there, so in some
yeah,
counties. It's like,
yeah.
this is like, and at what point is it child abuse if it's like like, you knew and you withheld care?
Right,
Moving
right.
on from that, though, because we could do that
Yeah,
all day. The thing
we
that I
could do
wanted
that
to
all
talk
day.
to
Yeah,
you most about is you have ideas about how to beat Trump. Like, there
right,
is a certain way that the man operates in business and in law, and right now, we continue to tell people and see that the only place that we're holding the line or even gaining some ground is in the judicial system, which is holding
right.
mostly. And so it's like, what do you think is the way to tackle the Trump problem from like a big perspective using, I guess, the judicial branch, which is sort of intact? Is
Kind of.
she?
Ish. Yeah. I mean, sadly, it has been more intact than other things. I mean, the fact that that's like the thing that we get to look at and say like, oh, that's going to save us. It's like, oh, it's not
That's
really,
tough.
but it's better than Congress. Like,
Right.
okay, like that's a low bar. Um, so yeah, look, the key things are it's really about you can't do quick, brilliant victories. There's no we're going to do a lightning charge and we're going to win it all in one fell swoop. You have to move fast, but you have to move steadily, carefully, deliberately. It's basically a bulldozer, but then don't let non-legal things be the things that slow you up. You can't let
Mm.
politics slow you up, but you let the
And
legal
culture war.
process and none of that. You can't let it be like the delays that we had with the prosecutions the last couple of years were absolutely deadly, and it's because they were afraid of looking too political. The way that you beat Trump is that you have to put all of that stuff out of your head and you just have to go as you have to go with as much of a steamroller as you can get. You have to
Mm.
stick to your guns with your argument, your facts. Don't let him distract everything with shiny objects. He will attack you.
Mhm.
You need to ignore that too. But there's a way to do it with basically coming at him with overwhelming force and then not letting go when he actually starts to like either try to distract, divert, attack, anything else because that if you get yourself spread out or if you left yourself open to getting attacked like that, that's when bad things happen. So
Mm.
he's gonna do everything to kind of try to stop the steamroller, but if you get a good enough steamroller, you can actually just keep going.
Feels
And
like the
that's what you
Epstein
need to
might be the
do.
steamroller. It feels like I don't see anybody I've pulled back 2 or 3 weeks in a row. We have a huge story that we've had to hold back because
Yeah,
I don't wanna participate in distracting from what's going on with the Epstein stuff and
right.
how many more things are
Right.
coming out.
I mean, that's the thing is that at the end of the day, part of what's making this very powerful is, as you were saying, his own base won't let this go. Like
Right.
they are so hell bent for leather to see these files get out, even if it takes their guy down.
Yeah,
They
he's calling them
actually
losers. He's
don't
calling them
care.
losers and weak.
And you
Yeah,
can't that it doesn't matter because they'll
yeah,
just move on to the next receptacle of their rage
right.
and conspiratorializing. Like they're just going to keep on finding other people to do that. If it's not him, they're going to move on to the next person. Because at
Yeah.
the end of the day, look, why this is potentially so damning for him in terms of both the law and the politics is because at the end of the day, it exposes in a way that very other few things do that Trump himself is at the very middle of all of the elite domination that
Mhm.
people on both the left and right are absolutely livid and furious at, and for
Mhm.
good reason. Like the populist rage that is out there on both sides,
Mhm.
Trump is literally the guy at the very, very middle of that bullseye. And instead, he was holding himself out as being like this man of the people, this like savior of the people. And it's like, no, you're literally the one on that frickin' island
Mhm.
and flying on his goddamn plane with
Mhm.
all of these other people who may have come from like both sides of the aisle. We still don't know the whole truth. Look, I think
He
there's
has
a
made
reason
himself the face of it, though, and I think that's the thing.
now he has, and now I don't know that that's gonna. I don't know that people are gonna let that go.
I don't
And
think so.
so when it comes to the Murdoch thing, though, to bring it back to the legal court part, it's going to be that look, if I can't imagine that that didn't go through vigorous rigorous legal approval before
Sure.
they ran that story. So I think that they've got their ducks in a row, and then they're going to be like, okay, well, we now know what we're going to need to do to win our case. We need to basically prove that uh that a at the very least what we did was not knowingly false, that even if there
Mhm.
was a mistake at the time, we thought it to be true by all of the best standards. Or B, that what we actually put out there was just flat out true, that he very obviously went and got and did this card and signed it. You know, and you get into discover you're deposing him, you're deposing all of his inner circle people from that time.
It'll drive him nuts.
Right. It's going to
But
drive him absolutely nuts.
right,
One of the star witnesses there would probably be Rona Graff, who was his longtime secretary for like 35 years,
right.
because there wasn't really a thing that passed his desk that didn't go over Rona's desk first.
Mhm.
This is pre Michael Cohen, so it wouldn't be him, but
I was
there would
so
probably be
annoyed with
other.
him. First of all, Michael Cohen still lives in Trump Tower. Did you know that?
I think I did know that. Yeah.
How? How do you still live in Trump Tower, Michael Cohen? Like, how do you feel? I wouldn't sleep. I'd be terrified the whole damn time. But he's still
But
living in
maybe
Trump
that's why
Tower. And
he
he's
won't
like,
leave.
because I bought this and I'm not going to move. They're all fucking babies. They're all like crazy over there to me. I'd be like, clear your conscience. And he's like, well, I didn't see it. Well, you weren't there. So of course you didn't see it. But you go on all the shows and try to like make yourself relevant again.
That I have no idea, but I think the card is pre him. If I'm just trying to think who else is on the
The card
witness
is
list,
pre him. He says he
the
doesn't know
card is pre
anything. They all
him.
suddenly don't know anything. Adam Perry Lang, Epstein's personal chef for all those years who went on to work for Batali, doesn't know anything. Like, come on, guys. People are smarter than
You know,
this.
I kind of wonder what Elaine Maxwell is going to have to say about all
Well,
this.
let's talk about that because here's what and talking about pulling out all the stops and doing all the he's got every dance move he's ever had on stage right now. Okay. This is the
Right?
11 o'clock number for this man.
Yeah.
And the one he's doing now is, well, the Department of Justice is talking to Ghislaine Maxwell because nobody ever did before. Bitch, because she's the criminal. She's the criminal.
Right.
She's not the victim. She's the
Right.
criminal. She had a whole trial. You could have talked to her. They certainly talked to her. What do you mean nobody
Right.
talked to her? She's in jail.
Everybody has
Everybody
talked to her.
talked to her. She's the
Everybody talked
criminal.
to her.
So
Everybody
he's
talked
now
to her.
saying we're the ones that are going to talk to her. And what I got from my source was that Tim Burchett, which is the super MAGA representative from Tennessee, what the fuck's he got to do with any of this anyway? There was no operation in Tennessee. Like, why are you the guy? Is working with Dershowitz to sort of finesse this plan that Ghislaine Maxwell needs her sentence commuted because they've already told them no on a pardon. They said a pardon would be PR nightmare for Trump, but maybe
Oh,
commutation. And if they commute the sentence and give her immunity, that she could come and do a whole Congress show, and boy, does she put on a show, and she'll say, they're like, she'll testify very honestly, very selectly. I don't know.
yeah, yeah,
Who knows
yeah.
what she's going to say? I don't trust child traffickers. I don't
I
want to hear
don't
what the
either.
woman has to say.
Nope.
Interview the victims if you want to, but they are working towards a path to getting Ghislaine Maxwell out of prison. They've already moved her to the nicer dorm. They gave her a little job. She has 24-hour security in this prison. Like, what's going on with that? And do you
Yeah.
think there's a chance Ghislaine gets out?
Yeah, I do. I think that there's a
I do
lot
too.
of there's a lot of monkey business that could happen there that's pretty bad. I mean, the kicker is that if they if they try to see if they can get, sort of like exculpatory, testimony out of her that lets Trump off the hook, that lets other
Of course.
Trump associated people off the hook in exchange for her to get out. Yeah, but the kicker is that this gets back to the kind of root of like Trump's combination of desperation and arrogance, where
Mm.
he clearly there is fire here under all this smoke. I
Oh, of
very much believe it.
course.
Like all signs point to like a five alarm fire underneath all the smoke that he's trying to put out, but he also is just getting more and more. The hubris here is like extremely interesting to watch because again, you come back to why on earth would you pick this fight with the story probably would have died down on its own if he
Yeah.
just had let it go, or if he had just done what he otherwise often does very successfully, where he comes up with his own shiny object for the media to go chase, and it could have
Barack
been like
Hussein Obama. He's running out of them. He
something.
tried the
Yeah.
racist sports teams. We're now to Hussein Obama.
Yeah, I mean, he's running out of things, and it's just like, but I'm like, he's not keeping his head about him, which is
No.
interesting because I think it shows that he actually is realizing how much he's under attack here, how vulnerable he is here. But the idea that he would then go and just pick this bigger fight, like he just escalated the fight by suing the Wall Street Journal.
Mhm.
Like he didn't do anything to like tamp this down. Like go launch another airstrike on Iran. I mean, I don't want him to actually
Don't.
do
But
that, but
yeah,
like
do
don't. But like go do another round of tariffs. Like do something. Like I'm actually it's telling that rather than him doing his normal moves, he just like he like
flipped
he was
out.
a knee jerk reaction. He flipped out. He's just like, and he must have just given the order to go like hunt these people down, and he's done this before. And when he does, it's usually some kind of overreach. He tried to sue Hillary Clinton. He had to yank it back. He tried to sue Michael Cohen for defamation. And it was actually before this same judge, and he had to yank it back because there just wasn't anything there, and it was gonna backfire on him. I think that there is a chance that he's going to realize that this matter is going to backfire badly on him. But then what the hell is he going to do? Because if it does get into discovery, yes, Trump will move to dismiss. I don't think it's going to get dismissed. This is not a case that's going to get dismissed, I don't believe.
Mhm.
Um, I think that then, or actually, what am I talking about? Trump's the plaintiff. The Wall Street Journal could move to dismiss it, but I don't think that's going to actually get it. I think
They
you're
get
going to
enough
get into
numbers.
discovery, or they're just going to answer. You don't
Mhm.
have to move to dismiss. You're just going to be able. You can just answer, where they're then just going to basically say denied, like to the various allegations that they're going to be denying. They would just say denied, and they might be then putting in some other language in there of an explanation regarding the legal definition of defamation and how this doesn't fit it, etc. But you're going to get. It's so funny. I'm so used to Trump being the defendant in these
I
cases
know.
that, of course, I was thinking about the dismissal phase. Trump's actually the plaintiff here. But I think that he would head for discovery unless he actually yanks it back. If you're the plaintiff, you can voluntarily withdraw your case.
He's
And
gonna
will
have
he?
to.
He
And
might
to
he
go
might
for
have to
$10
because this is
billion
going to get
dollars,
worse.
like, what an
That is just
escalation.
funny because the kicker is that he always comes up with numbers that are this high when he can tie it to his brand reputation, because
Mm.
that's what he self reports his brand value at. When he comes up with these numbers that he's worth 10 billion, he's worth 15 billion, he's worth 20 billion, it's tethered to what he says the Trump brand is worth. And then that's just a number that he makes up.
Yeah,
And
of
things like
course, like
Forbes
everything
have
else.
long just kind of rubber stamped that and been like, well, he says he's worth $10 billion. So he says he's worth $10 billion. But that's where that comes from, is
I
the
wonder what,
is his self-reported
got it.
brand value.
I wonder when JD is gonna swoop in here. What was Vance doing meeting with Murdoch out in Montana? Because I highly doubt he was doing crisis control for Trump. He's not known for that. He's the one who stepped in and was like, "Show me the card." Like,
Yeah, I mean
prove it.
JD has a very interesting game to play here because yeah, he comes out of this where like he wasn't part of like the elite
He,
inner circle for this
no,
crap at the
no.
time. Like when all this Epstein Island stuff was going on, JD
He was like
hadn't even
12.
written he hadn't even written his book yet.
No, he was a
It was
literal
like
child. That's the thing when
he
they
was
try
in
to say, "Oh,
college or law
Taylor Swift's
school.
gonna be on the list." I'm like, Taylor Swift would have been on the list as one of the victims then, because she was a child
Right.
at this time. People
Because
don't
yeah,
remember this is from the '90s. Yeah,
this is from the 90s and what, maybe the early
early
2000s at the
2000s.
latest? But,
Yeah.
like, yeah, but that's, that's the era we're talking about here. So, look, obviously, there is a degree to which there's now daylight forming between Trump and
Oh,
MAGA. And then that yields all these interesting questions about who's going to try to rush into that breach,
mm.
right? And yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how that goes.
I'm gonna be watching. This Ghislaine Maxwell thing, I've been on it for, like, a couple of days now, and I'm really glad that everybody is on it now. This, like, it's clear the DOJ is carving a path to let her out of prison, either by saying that the immunity thing was she should have never been prosecuted, or to try and prove that it was a hoax. You cannot prove that Jeffrey Epstein was a hoax. I mean, this is like trying to prove that JFK didn't get shot. Like, he did. It is what it is. Like, there are some, like, American scandals that are so deeply ingrained in us
Right.
that we will never, ever believe wasn't true or not trust ourselves on. And I think Jeffrey Epstein is one of the ones where people have a strong opinion, and they're not going to just be like, "Oh, it was all bullshit made up by Obama." Obama wasn't even president yet.
Obama was like, what, a law professor? Like,
Yeah, that's the
he
thing is, like,
wasn't
we're
even
too
an
young
elected
for this.
office. He
The thing I
wasn't
do
even an
think is
elected
karma
office
for
yet.
Trump is, like, having grown up and worked in New York for a number of years and knowing Donald Trump as, like, a sort of joke figure in New York City
He
forever. He
was.
was, like,
He was.
such a
He was a
D-rate
clown.
celebrity even, like, whatever you
Yeah,
wanna say. He was a
yeah,
hack.
yeah, yeah,
All he wanted was to be the center of attention. All he wanted was to be included in the elite. All he wanted was the prestige. All that he wanted was to be invited to the parties, and now you have made
yep,
yourself the face of that era of corruption. And
yep.
it's like, you're
That's
never
right.
gonna get out of that, Don. You careful what you wish for, I guess, you freak. It's like,
I think that's exactly right. I mean,
saying he hangs out with Diddy, saying he hangs out with Russell Simmons, he hung out with Epstein, always
it's
talking about Kid
it's like
Rock
great.
and who he hangs out with.
Yeah, I mean
And now
that's
you're trying to be like,
you
"Oh,
got it
no, it
exactly
wasn't
right.
me, it wasn't me."
You've got it exactly right. But a lot of the kicker here, both and this holds for law and it holds for politics, is that the mistake that can get made with Trump is if you try to make too many arguments or react to everything that he does. You can't do that's the core crux of it to come back to that. You've got to pick like one, two, maybe three things and then just push. And
That's what I'm doing.
don't react when he does all these other things. Don't react when he attacks you. But it's the mistake that
When
we
he
make
does
politically.
AI arresting Obama, like, I don't think that
We
should have
want to
gotten any air. Don't do any of that. Yeah,
we want to lunge at all of these different things, and it happened during the election too. Like he did like the McDonald's thing and the trash
right.
truck thing, and then was basically baiting us into reacting and
Mhm.
baiting the Harris people into reacting too. And that's all a mistake. You need to basically figure out what's that one thing, or maybe two or three things tops, that you're really going to be able to nail him on, and you just keep going and you
Yep.
don't let go and you don't let yourself get distracted or co-opted or diverted in any way, shape, or form. So
And
it
it's his ego. It's his
and
ego
it's
and the
it,
fact that he
yeah,
thinks he was a sex symbol and that he got all these women because he was so cool and not because they were trafficked to him.
right,
Like, ugh,
yeah, yeah,
he's
or
gross.
yeah, no, he is a disgusting human being. There's just no way around it. But I think that this ties in V because the kicker is that it's, and again, it comes back what's this is symbolic of a bigger thing here, and in my
Mhm.
view, it there's going to be a couple of things here that we just need to push on for the next, 14, 15 months, 16 months. And it all ties in very neatly with Trump and corruption and him as the sort of like the center of all things elite. That if you
Yeah.
think this country's broken, even if you voted for him a couple of times in the past 10 years, if you think this country's broken and it's run by a tiny handful of people and you can't get in the door, guess what? He was the guy in the middle of all that shit,
Right.
you know.
Right.
And
That's
one
a
of the
good
other
point.
people who was there with him, right? And then who else does he bring in as soon as he comes in with this administration? And we shouldn't forget that he was there, is Elon Musk, right?
Right.
This is not the guy that's protecting you from the elites. This is the guy. He is the problem. It is him. Like,
Right.
he is the guy. He is the prop. He is the root of all of the evil that we've been seeing in this country for the last 25 years and even before that. Like, he is the guy. So like,
Hmm.
if he and that having this all merged together into a single populist message that can have other wings to it just a little bit about the sort of like disgusting elite cabal part of it and the like economic inequality of it.
Yeah, the wealth
Go with
gap.
that, but
Mhm.
just go with that. Like, that is our message for next year and beyond. And
Absolutely.
the Epstein thing, in a way, like you gotta see what's happening out in the world. Like, what is resonating with people? And as you put it again, this is resonating in a way that a lot of other things haven't been able to.
Yep.
And if and anybody on our side, and I really hope for the more for the establishment folks, it's like, see what's happening out there. See how people are reacting to this. Also, don't give up on the fact that a bunch of these MAGA people are probably persuadable. You may not
Hmm.
think that, but they are. Like, come at this from more of sort of a, like, more of a Medicare for all Bernie-esque platform,
Hmm.
and you'd be amazed at how many of these former MAGA people you might actually be able to peel off, because a
It's
lot of
why,
what they've got is anti-elite rage, and
right?
Trump became the receptacle for that.
Hmm.
But if you show that Trump was the elite that they should be
Failed
pissed off
them.
at,
Yeah.
that failed them, and you can actually have them like move on to somebody else that seems like they're a better bet. I do think, look, there's some people that are truly like their issue commitments are all right wing down the line, and they're not going to vote for a Democrat. But I actually think that there's plenty of the MAGA people who just really feel like the system is rigged. And
Hmm.
if you can show them that Trump was the rigger and not the de-rigger, then
Hmm.
you can actually potentially dislodge some of these people. Do not give up and think that these MAGA folks are monolithic and you can't win them over. That some of them actually are win overable, and now we know where to look for them. You go figure out who among your friends, neighbors, coworkers, whoever, if they're pissed about this Epstein thing, bingo.
They're win overable. Yeah.
Yeah, take that plus maybe being pissed off at their health insurance, and you got a potential Democrat.
And we
I
see
know it
that.
sounds crazy, even if
We
they
see
voted
the
for Trump
case
three
study.
times.
We see the case study in Kentucky, right?
Yeah,
Same people voted for Andy Bashir who voted for Trump. Maybe they'll vote for Andy Bashir for president. And we're going to end it
they
on
could.
that. I think it might be
They
another
could.
Southern governor that pulls us out of the
Oh
sort of like
goodness,
elite Hollywood president thing again. Just seems to be how the cycle goes, you know?
it's crazy. It is
Well, it was
crazy. Yeah.
great chatting with you, Tristan. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much, guys. Follow Tristan. He writes good. He writes good stuff
It's
and
good. And he's
he
going to be
writes
writing a
good.
lot more soon. I've been absent too much, but that's finally changing.
You
So
gotta
I,
take
that this
breaks
isn't.
though. I
Yeah, I
agree. I
know.
mean, I get burnt
Yeah,
out on it too because you start to feel like it's just too much. Like sometimes I feel like
yeah,
it's irresponsible of me to do the news that night because I know people saw it and I'm like, they're tired. I'm tired.
I
We got
know.
it. Let's
We got
we
it.
got it.
But
But we don't.
this
We got to keep
inspired
trying.
me. I think I'm gonna get some stuff out soon. I'm gonna start getting back on the horse. So
There you go. All
we're
right.
gonna
Well,
make it
thanks,
work.
Tristan. I'll see you later,
All
friend.
right. Thanks,
Bye.
Steve. Talk to you. Bye bye.